Okay, talking about my cancer. I had two different types of cancer that I fought at the same time. One was basal cell carcinoma on my nose, which I had had on my nose for probably 8 years. Basal cell carcinoma is a very slow-moving cancer. But when I first reared its head, it got pretty ugly. It started with a little bump here that bled, and then within a year, I was red underneath both my eyes, had scabs on both sides of my nose, and I had it up over my ears and stuff. I went to Colorado General Hospital or the University of Colorado General Hospital, and I didn't have insurance back then. They told me it was basal cell, and they wanted to take my nose, my cheek, my lip, and start radiation and chemo treatments. Well, I didn't have the insurance, and CAT scans are like $50,000. So anyway, 2021 in July, my mom passes away, and in August of that year, I got sick. I didn't feel very good for a couple of days, and then I started swelling here. It swelled up to the point where I looked like Chucky the Chipmunk. The cancer I had in my throat, believe me, you don't want to get throat cancer, was an HPV cancer, human papillomavirus. Now remember, virus. I got sick. I wasn't feeling good. Had the swelling, sore throat, trouble swallowing. I go to the doctor. He takes 4 biopsies from it with a needle, and it comes back, and it's cancer. Now, HPV, throat cancer, is a sexually transmitted virus. Okay. Enough said on that there. They wanted to get treatment done, and I go and I see the oncologist, and he tells me that my teeth were in really bad shape, and that it would probably be better for me during the cancer treatment to have all my teeth pulled. And the cancer with the radiation and the saliva would probably have damaged it and made it even worse. They would have had to been pulled anyway. So I had, from September, I had to save up $3,000, no insurance, to get my teeth pulled. So in November I get my teeth pulled, and I had to wait a month after my teeth were pulled for my gums to heal before I could start treatment. And that put at the end of December, and with I just got signed on Social Security Medicare insurance. I decided to wait an extra 3 weeks so I wouldn't have to pay any more. It'd all be on the next year's $3,000 limit. So I go and I have a couple of CAT scans. CAT scans are $43,000 a piece. Not cheap. And the 22nd of February, I start my radiation and chemo treatments. Because it was on the nose and the throat, they could treat them both at the same time. My radiation treatments were 15 minutes a day, every day, 5 days a week, for 8 weeks. Yeah. And they wanted to do 12 doses of chemo, but they would only do 1 dose of chemo a week. So they would put it 12 weeks and 8 weeks, and they don't like doing that there. They like it to end and start together. So I had to take 6 double doses of chemo. I had a needle stuck in my arm for 5 hours once a week for 8 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it was, 6 weeks, yeah, 6 double doses. Okay, that being said, the treatment starts. First week or so wasn't too bad. Second week, my throat starts getting pretty sore. And then I got real sore. And they gave me lidocaine solutions to do an oral mouthwash with and to rub in there and stuff, which helped a, a little bit. But anything I put on my mouth other than water burned. It felt like acid, pouring acid on my throat, because they're actually burning the inside of your throat. I mean, literally with radiation burning it. They gave me a prescription for 10 milligram Oxycontin with the restriction that I could only take 12 of them a day. 12, you should have seen the expression on the pharmacist's face when they got that prescription. She says, go sit down. I need to call the doctor on this here. Make sure I'm not doctoring up the prescription. Believe me, I never made it past 2 in a day. I'd had problems with opiates in years past, and I wasn't going down that road again. It was just absolutely painful. So I basically quit eating because whatever I ate hurt, and I could eat a little bit, and then I couldn't eat anymore. So in the first 3 weeks, I lost 40 pounds. And over the 8 weeks and a couple of weeks after that, I lost 60 to 65 pounds. I went from like 210 down to 140 in like 3 weeks. I was losing 3 pounds of weight a day. First goes your fat, then goes your muscle. I was literally starving to death. About the 3rd week into the treatment, I passed out and found myself on the floor because I was starving to death, malnutrition. I had the baggy skin everywhere, man. Of course, I don't look much better now, but anyway. Had to have a feeding tube put in. And believe me, feeding tubes are a mess. I mean, just a mess. I mean, you don't get it hooked up right and you get all that stuff all over, you know, and it's sticky, it's gooey. I had problems with the first batch and gave me real bad diarrhea. I got really badly dehydrated. And they brought me in a couple extra times besides the chemo treatments just to pump fluid in my body for a couple hours. So, all in all, I had 18 radiation treatments on my nose, 38 radiation treatments on my throat. About two and a half weeks in, my nose starts getting really red, really red. It was raw meat because it was being burned, and had a huge scab on my nose, looked like some weird eagle beak or something like that there, and it was so painful that it felt like a cut you get and you pour alcohol on. That's what my skin felt like on my nose. I had to put a silver oxide salve on it, and I did that for a couple months. It looked really hideous with that on my face, but it did help. I mean, the pain was almost unbearable. So with all the radiation treatments, my beard doesn't grow over here anymore. I don't have to shave over here anymore because that's where the major part of the radiation was. I lost my sense of smell. I lost my sense of taste. I had to learn how to basically talk all over again and swallow. Had to learn how to eat because I didn't eat anything by mouth for like almost 3 months. Very, very challenging, difficult. Hard for people around you who aren't suffering with what you're going through to understand what you're going through. And I guess that's why I'm doing this video, is to maybe help people understand cancer treatments. Throat cancer treatment is the harshest treatment in cancer therapy. And when they told me that, I kind of laughed at them. I doubt that. I like to eat. Well, they weren't wrong. It is the worst treatment in cancer treatment. It's been almost 3 years now that I'm cancer-free. Thank you. My sense of taste and smell are just starting to come back. My nose, due to the radiation, they destroyed some of the mucus production membranes in my nose. And while I was going through the radiation, I was getting these big blood clots about that long that I get out of my nose. And then my nose would bleed for about 10 minutes after that there. Uh, just, just gross. No other way I can describe it. And the first time I pulled out a blood clot about 2 inches long out of my nose, I freaked out. Uh, Beating cancer is not an easy task. And I not only cancer, I had 2 different types of cancer that I fought at the same time. And here's another interesting fact, that I never missed a day of work either. A lot of people go through chemo and radiation, and they're bedridden. And believe me, there were times that when I was losing all that weight, I wanted to be bedridden, man. But I never missed a shift. Guess it says something about my work ethic or intestinal fortitude. I don't wish cancer on anybody, especially throat cancer. I consider myself very lucky, and I've had a couple of friends who recently, in the past couple of years, have passed away from cancer. And now you go through that. Why did I survive, and why didn't they survive? Maybe they were, in my eyes, a better person than me. But why me? I don't know. Only the man upstairs knows. It's tough. It's real tough. I still deal with it every day. The harshness of it, the cold reality of going through all this treatment alone. My wife and son weren't there to support me. My wife expected me to go to work every day, bring home that money. Money's all important. I did it. I survived. I'm proud that I'm a cancer survivor.